Hi everyone, it's Kirsty and I try and do solve crimes using astrology. Today I'm doing a case that goes all the way back to 1956. I'm so sorry, that was my dog again. Guys, I'm going to introduce my dogs to the channel soon so you know who is trying to ruin my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, the case is from 1956. On the 12th of January 1956, a beautiful lady by the name of Kathryn Young was shot in her home at 9:30 a.m. and passed away at 12:34 p.m. lunchtime that day. Now, a family member has come to me and asked if I can see anything with the chart for 9:30, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a look at that chart. Now, I have spoken at length with this person. None of this is a surprise, so I'm not just blurting it out on YouTube. I've been given permission to put it out there, and of course, if anyone knows anything or knew Kathryn Young or anything that I'm going to talk about, please contact me. Okay, and I'm going to pause it and try and put these dogs away again. So this is the chart for the 12th of January 1956 at 9:30 a.m. Now, a few things I'm going to point out immediately are pivotal, critical degrees in this chart that shows us that something was definitely wrong at this point in time. Now, the first thing that I can see is the angles sit at, well, the ascendant and the descendant. So the victim, which is Kathryn, and the perpetrator, which is the person that shot her, persons that shot her, is at 29 degrees. And whenever I see that, I know that it's a well-timed chart and that something has happened at this time. Now, not only is that are they at 29 degrees, we also have Saturn up here and Mars at 29 degrees. Now, both of those imply that the person that pulled the trigger on the gun, which is this area here, you can see a red line going to it, intended on shooting, which Mars is a gun and shooting somebody. The victim, which is Saturn, and that is a person's body, just their body, not their soul. So a gun was very close to Kathryn. So this persons who did this had the gun very, very close to her, and they were right with her in the same vicinity. Now, what I'm also seeing is that we have Virgo intercepted in the 7th house. The ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and Mercury is two people. So there's two other people involved in this shooting. Now, the end of the matter, so the last very end result, is shown by this line here, and that is in Gemini. And the ruler again is Mercury. So the end result is that two people have been charged with shooting Kathryn. Now, two people were charged with shooting Kathryn, and but before I go there, I can see some other things that shows me that there's something just not quite right going on here. Neptune is in the 8th house of death, and it's at 0 degrees. It's just moved from Libra into Scorpio, and it's deceptive. It's forming an exact square to Uranus, which is also at 0 degrees. So Uranus had just moved into Leo. So we've got some major movement there. The major movement is that it takes many years for these planets here to go to zero. And when they go to zero and then make a line there, which is what's called a square, it shows me that there is deception that had to happen because something happened suddenly. So the shooting happened, which is shown by Mars and Saturn up here at 29. And so, and there also, see the blue line goes down here to Uranus. Uranus is unexpected and sudden events. So suddenly they had to come up with a lie, the 8th house, and Neptune. Neptune is a deception to cover up the death, which is this place that it sits in. So the ruler of the suspect is actually the sun, because it's Leo, 29 degrees of Leo. So we have an older male who is at the end of his tether, an older male who's just been pushed in his mind so far that he's got no option other than to do this. Now we have Pluto, which is this destructive and not a nice planet, sitting right next to the person that did this. So and then that forms an aspect. Everything is aspecting each other, so that shows us this connection between the people involved. Now the sun and the moon co-rules, or the moon is also representative of Kathryn. Now look how close they are. So the perpetrator was right next to Kathryn, and then the friend who was a friend of the perpetrator was hiding a little bit and ready to hide evidence, ready to hide anything that may have been laying around the house that would have put his friend in jeopardy. Now I can see that they're friends because we've got it in the 11th house and the 12th house. The 11th house is friends. So we've got an older male, the victim, and the friend together. There's a shooting. There's a sudden need to lie in order to cover up the truth. And the end result it does result in these two people that I'm talking about, being arrested and being charged with it. So unfortunately the people that were charged with it were not given a sentence and didn't pay. But I have to say that I don't know the law in that state in the USA in 1956, so I'm not 100% sure on the legal factors. And because there was misinterpretation with what happened, perhaps a small bond was enough, which was what actually happened. So from this chart, which the question was what happened to Kathryn, who shot her, it was the person that she trusted the most that actually did this, and a friend. Unfortunately, this is shown as well by Saturn up here. It's an older male, older than her. It's around 29 or above that age, 28, 29, 30, just above. They had a gun in their hand, and the evidence was hidden from everybody. So this person could hopefully get away with it. But the lies, which are being shown here, unfortunately would carry on for a long time because they got released without being charged so much really as being charged. But they did, I believe, do this. So that's the chart for Kathryn Young, and I really hope that that offers some more clues into what you already know. Obviously I'm talking to the person that requested this video, but everyone else can see how pivotal, again, 29 degrees is and how the chart works out here. Okay, thank you guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.